Hello and welcome back to the Black Mirror. Did I say you'd hear from me again? So, we got past the first chapter in the last part, and now we're in the second chapter.
Someone must be down there. Wine kegs full of quality red. This well is from the era when the castle was under siege. It was supposed to connect the castle with an underground system of corridors, but that's merely old hearsay. No one has ever seen those corridors. It's several tens of meters deep, but the water from it can't be drunk.
And there's Bates.
Bates?
Yes, sir?
Oh gosh.
Bates, can the fountain back in the garden be drained?
Yes, there is a big pump in the cellar. It controls the water flow for the whole castle. It is possible to adjust the water level. However, I do not think it is a good idea to drain it after what happened. And Detective Collier should probably be notified about it, sir.
I am merely considering all the alternatives. We have the right to find out what happened. Do you understand?
Yes, I do. In that case, it is probably best not to tell anyone. Is that what you meant, sir?
Very much so.
Okay.
You said you were there when they dragged Henry out of the fountain.
Unfortunately, I was. The sight was terrible.
I have to tell you something. I feel responsible for what happened to him.
Why would you say something like that, sir?
Well, I ordered him to clean the fountain. He did not want to do it, but I insisted.
You mustn't think that way, sir. Surely, if he had not been drunk, nothing would have happened. And I actually heard Dr. Herman say that his death occurred sometime after midnight. It is not your fault. Certainly, he would not be cleaning it in the middle of the night.
I really hope so. Bates is probably right. Henry most likely fell in there by accident.
Yeah, not so sure about
Have
that.
you seen Robert today?
Yes, Sir Robert was reading the newspaper in the dining room this morning. If you would like to speak with him, I am sure you'll find him in his study.
I spoke to Collier. As you can imagine, he asked me a lot of curious questions. Tell me, what did he question you about?
Many things, but most of all, he was interested in the place where we found Henry. It was very unpleasant having to describe it all over again, sir.
Oh? Can you repeat to me what you told him?
I was afraid you would ask.
Yeah.
Well, if I must. I was awakened by a sharp knock at the door of my room. Morris was shouting something about Henry. He seemed utterly confused, rapidly pouring out incoherent sentences. He wanted me to go with him to the back garden immediately. At that moment, I still had no inkling of what had transpired.
Did you go with him right to the fountain?
Yes, and only there did I realize what had happened. It took me a while to come to myself again, but then I went straight to the telephone.
What time was it?
It was about 6 in the morning. Collier and Dr. Herman arrived an hour later. That is all, sir. You know the rest.
Yes. Thanks for being so patient, Bates.
Okay.
When did Dr. Herman leave?
Half an hour ago, he took Henry's body to the old morgue.
Did he mention to anyone what he thought about all this?
He had a long conversation with the detective, but I have no idea what they were speaking about. I was so distraught, I was not really listening.
All right. That's all then, Bates. Body is in the old morgue then. What was Morris doing in the back garden so early in the morning? His work is in the stable, right?
Yes, but he sometimes helps with the gardening. Henry cannot do everything that needs to be done. I mean, he was not...
What?
Bates, why don't you take the rest of the day off? You don't have to work under the circumstances.
No, sir. I do not want to just be sitting around brooding. I'd rather attend to my responsibilities. It helps take my mind off things.
I understand. I think I will go now.
I'll return.
Okay, so to the rear part is where the machine is. Do we have anything else to look at? Yes.
They're full of clean water. The cellar is quite cold, so the water is always cool. I can't see anything special, just clean water.
Okay.
It's empty. There's nothing in it. This is where our best vintages are stored. The temperature as well as degree of dampness is ideal. Maybe I'll choose a bottle sometime later. I have no time for that now.
Okay, and the pump.
The pump is part of the entire water distribution system. It pumps the water in and out endlessly according to immediate needs. Water distribution controls. I have no idea which one does what. I have no idea.
Oh. Also, one of the things is missing. Bates? Can you help us out on this?
Do you need any?
I would like to ask.
Certainly.
Bates, that pump we talked about,
Yes, sir.
I think it is broken. Which valve controls the water level?
The pump works all right, sir. Only one of the input valves broke off some time ago. The water level can still be adjusted using the other valves. It just takes a moment to figure out the right setup for what you want to do.
How do I know if I have drained the fountain then?
If I remember correctly, the second column from the right displays the level of water in the fountain.
I will give it a try.
Oh, of course. The second
think
one
I
from
will
the
go.
right. The one that's broken. Okay, how does this work? Oh, okay, so this... okay. There we go!
Ready.
That wasn't bad. When I play these types of games, you never know, definitely if they have logic puzzles, just how bad they're going to be, but that one was pretty simple. Turn a wheel one way for the water to drop, and just keep doing it. Okay. Head on out. Yeah. Oh, there's something here. Footprint. Okay. Yeah, just take your time.
There's a deep footprint in the mud. It looks quite fresh. Whom does it belong to? I can't see anything, just mud. Where is that shiny thing?
Hello.
A sign of some sort, or a symbol.
Another one of them.
Take a picture of it, just like the first symbol.
Hello.
This must be the thing that glittered at the bottom.
Okay, we have a key. Let's go to the greenhouse. But I also kind of need to talk to everybody now. Doesn't look like there's anything here. Nobody's here. Period. Oh, there's Victoria.
What happened to Henry is awful. First William, and now... Henry liked to drink, but other than that, he was a good man.
I'm sorry, Victoria.
I would like to be alone now. Do you need anything, Samuel?
And just one question.
Dr. Herman, the physician, does he live in Willow Creek?
No, some time ago he moved into an abandoned house near the old mill. It is quite close on the road to Willow Creek, the only house far and wide.
Yes, I remember where that is. Thanks.
Please excuse me now, Samuel.
Okay, and I'm assuming there's going to be nobody in the library. Just want to make sure. They move around, so you never quite know. Okay. Talk to Richard.
I need a word with you, Robert.
Yes, but I am quite busy at the moment.
I won't keep you long.
Yes, I'm listening.
Did you speak with Collier?
Yes, he detained me for over half an hour with those questions of his.
So, what do you think about all of this?
Me? Collier's theory seems logical to me. I do not believe anyone would want to kill Henry. Henry drank himself to senselessness many times before, but this time he was unlucky enough to fall into the pond. Cold water certainly had something to do with the body's condition. Being a physician, I can certainly attest to that.
You're probably right.
Is there anything else you want to talk about? I have a lot of work to do today.
2 more now.
Victoria is not willing to talk to me right now. Maybe you should talk to her instead.
You need to consider her age, Samuel. She just needs some time to herself. I'll talk to her in the evening.
Okay.
You have mentioned often since I arrived that you have a lot of work. So, what are you working on?
Oh, I would rather not bother you with the details. Let's just say I'm carrying out specific research. Perhaps I will tell you more about it tomorrow, when I have some time. I need to leave for Ashbury this evening to check on some results.
Oh, all right. I must go now.
Right then.
Okay. Oh, is there anything else in the newspaper rack?
Today's newspaper. I don't want to read it.
No. Yeah, I didn't want to mess with that, really. Oh, okay. What about the old wing?
The
Oh!
ceiling has collapsed under its own weight. The old wing won't last much longer. Luckily, no one was here when it happened.
Yikes.
Decayed wooden beams have broken up and fallen to the floor. The wooden ceiling is now unstable. It could collapse at any minute. The hole in the window lets cold wind and rain enter the room. If it rains like this tomorrow too, we'll have to patch the window up.
Okay, so the Old Wing, we're not going back there. Unless there's another passageway into the old tower. Okay, so we've talked to everybody. We have a key, so let's head down to the greenhouse.
It's full of rainwater. It will have to be cleaned before it can be used again.
Okay.
The leaves will begin to rot soon. The bags are soaked badly. Perhaps Henry forgot to burn the leaves. Who will take over his job now that this thing has happened? Cans of paint and a tin with brushes lying on it. Only painter stuff, nothing else. The Black Mirror Castle.
Huh. Kind of strange that we could look at again.
It's full of dry leaves. Nothing but leaves.
Hey, I just want to make sure.
They're empty, ready for planting in. It's full of clean water. I don't want to water anything. It's closed and probably full of whiskey. Henry hid it here so as not to carry it. It's locked.
Oh, whoa.
A letter. It's addressed to Victoria.
Madam, please regard this letter as one from an anonymous friend. One of your servants is not whom he pretends to be. You may find it interesting that he is an ex-prisoner.
And a thief. On several occasions, I watched him sneak quietly into the castle cellar, using the old back door. I saw that person take away several bottles of some of the best vintages of your wine that you value so much. No doubt, some of your other valuables have also gone astray. I decided to write you this letter to prevent further stealing. The person's name is Morris.
Henry meant to blackmail Morris. I am curious as what Morris will tell me about this. Some papers and a few coins. The bill isn't here. Where could he have put it? Gardening tools and small tubes with fertilizer. I can't see a bill of exchange anywhere. Where could Henry have put it? There is nothing interesting in the drawer. Seeds of some plants, maybe beans.
Okay. I don't see anything. Well, now we need to go talk to Morris. She's probably not good about going to a thief and confronting him. Because that gives a motive to kill Henry.
Yes, sir.
Morris, I know you've been stealing wine from our cellars.
Me, sir? Who told you that?
No one told me. I read it in a letter that Henry wrote to Victoria. So what do you say about that?
Well, I only took a few bottles, sir. I swear. There's such a lot of them in there, I thought nobody would notice. It won't happen again, I promise. Will you give me that letter, sir?
All right, Morris. But I'm going to be watching you. Here it is. I took a look around the fountain.
Sir, why would you bother with such a thing? Why not just leave it up to that detective?
Well, I can't help suspecting something's wrong about all of this. 2 unfortunate accidents in such a short time?
You said it, sir. They are accidents. Henry just got drunk as a stone, and this time his luck ran out.
Maybe. But never mind. I have come because of something else. I found a footprint in the mud by the fountain's rim.
But that's nothing strange. There must be lots of footprints there.
Well, this one is fresh and much deeper than the other ones. The person who left it there must have limped badly or been carrying something very heavy.
Are you suggesting it's mine? Well, why couldn't it be yours? It's mostly me who walks around the garden, and the footprint is probably from the morning I found him.
Maybe.
Sir, I told you I was home the whole evening. I've got no idea what happened that night.
How do you know that it was nighttime?
If I answer that now, could we stop returning to the subject?
We shall see.
I heard it from Dr. Herman, and he was speaking with Collier.
What else were they talking about?
I was not really listening. I just overheard a couple sentences as I was walking by.
Yeah, I'm
Can
sure.
I go now, sir?
All right. I'll ask Dr. Herman myself. Maybe I'm suspicious of him unnecessarily, but maybe not. I'll go see Dr. Herman and find out what he knows about that footprint. I will go then.
All right.
Okay. Herman's house, so we can just kind of transport automatically.
Oh, Mr. Gordon. I would wish you a nice day, but that is not what it is today. To what do I owe you a visit?
Well, you told me yesterday to come over.
Let us not discuss things outside in the rain. Please, follow me. Better, is it not? Do you mind going down to the morgue with me? I have a lot of work to do. We can speak there.
Not a problem. Let's go.
Watch out for the steps. There's not much light in here, and the dampness can make your footing dangerous. So, what would you like to know?
Okay.
I have returned as per our conversation yesterday. This won't take long. I would only like to ask a couple of questions.
Let me guess. This is about William, right?
Yes. You mentioned some bad burns on his body.
On the chest area, to be more specific. Yes.
So?
So, what?
When we talked yesterday, you said you would tell me more about it. That is why I am here.
Is that what I said? Well,
I can only repeat what I have already told you. Massive burns on the chest caused by an unknown object.
Is that all? An unknown object? What you're saying is different from what you already told me.
I cannot remember. Those were just initial theories, anyway. I have recorded everything in the post-mortem account. Shall I quote from it?
That won't be necessary. It seems Dr. Herman has lost his memory since yesterday.
Why is he concealing what he originally wanted to tell me after we had first met? That death report would interest me, but not in his presence.
Okay.
I spoke with Detective Collier about Henry's death.
It was inevitable that he would end this way. He was a lost cause.
What do you mean?
Well, it certainly was not the first time something happened to that man after he drank himself into a stupor. I know this well because it was I who had to restore him to normalcy after the other bouts. It was not usually serious. However, on this occasion, he overestimated his capacity for drink for the last time.
This is rather awkward, but you see, Henry had something important that belongs to me. I have looked just about everywhere and have not found it. So it occurred to me that he might have had it with him, and that you...
So, what is this it supposed to be?
Actually, it's just a small piece of paper, but it's very important. Otherwise, I would not ask you.
You want me to search his personal belongings?
I would be grateful if you would do that, Doctor.
Gordon, that parcel is part of the evidence. I cannot just remove something and give it to you until the police have completed their investigations.
But that something was mine.
No matter. Until the case is officially closed, I cannot even show you any of those things.
I understand. Thank you, Doctor. At least I know where that blasted bill of exchange is. Dr. Herman, I'd like to ask you about something in connection with Henry's death.
Mr. Gordon, it was my impression that this affair is currently being investigated by Detective Collier. Is that so?
This affair, as you call it, happened in my garden. I have every right to be interested in it.
All right. What do you want to know?
I found a footprint right next to the fountain. It was quite deep and very recent.
Yes, we noticed it. Collier made a record of it in his papers. I do not know what else I can tell you.
Did you notice something odd about it?
What do you mean?
The person who left that footprint either limped or had been carrying something quite heavy.
You have an eye for detail, Gordon. That is exactly what Collier said.
So?
The trouble is, there are footprints all over the place, and they most probably all belong to your groom. What is his name again?
Morris?
Yes. You can exclude that one, though, if you thought of him as a potential murderer. Let me tell you why.
I'm listening.
I should not be telling you this, but it is your business in a way, too, so... I have been doing autopsies for over 15 years, and I have never seen anything like this before. Something seemed odd to me the very moment we dragged him out of the pond. His skin was entirely white. You see, I know what the body of a drowned man looks like even after a month, but this was different. He looked as if he did not have a single drop of blood left in his body.
Maybe it was in the water.
His alter ego all over again.
I told you I know what a drowned man looks like. I have not mentioned this to Collier, however. He would think I am going mad. I need to prove my theory first.
So what have you found out?
Exactly what I expected. No blood. Not a single drop of it anywhere. As though something squeezed the life out of him like the juice from an orange and disposed of its skin in that fountain. This is not like anything I have ever witnessed.
I'm not a doctor, but I can see it's more than strange.
This is not strange, Gordon. It is flat out impossible. Even if someone deliberately wanted to extract all of his blood, there would still be some remaining in the organs and muscles.
So what's your opinion now?
I have no theories yet as to what my conclusions should be. I have no sensible explanation for what I found, but so far, nothing is indicative of a violent death.
Thanks for telling me this, Dr. Herman.
Listen, no one except the two of us is aware of this fact, and I would prefer it to remain that way for now. When you speak to Collier, do not tell him anything. I will tell him myself when the timing is appropriate.
Understood. I'll say nothing. You can take my word for it.
Now that is truly weird.
Doctor, do you think you could go outside for a moment so I could have a look around? I could forget my wallet on the table when you return.
Excuse me? If I had not known your family for so long, I would be offended. Look, I can see where you're coming from. I already told you the parcel has to stay sealed until the investigation is over. So forget it.
Okay. We saw him with this.
The lid is held shut by a large padlock. A lot of torn papers are on the top. Somebody must have disposed of them only a little while ago. They're not wet. I'll have a look at them.
Oh no, not again.
Rotten garbage. I'm not going to dig in it. It was torn to pieces. Obviously, they didn't want anyone to read it.
Yep, here we go again. Well, at least it's writing this time, so it's actually much more feasible to know which corners go where. I need all the upper pieces. Okay. Yeah, this is probably... Yep, okay, it's that. That goes there. No. Ah, there we go. Hey, now we got it.
Dear H, my next delivery will reach you soon.
Delivery will reach you soon. You need not worry. Everything has gone smoothly. No one knows anything, and that is how it is going to stay. Do not forget that what I am doing here is for the good of science, and without your help, I would be unable to continue my research. I will send you my results, as usual, within the next month.
H, Herman is likely the addressee, but who's hiding behind the R?
Robert!
What kind of delivery are they talking about in that letter?
Come on, you should know.
I should ring the bell.
See, I don't know. He's probably not going to answer any questions about that.
Samuel Gordon, please let... I need to...
Yes, I am downstairs.
Ah, now we can kind of look around.
A model of a human skeleton watching over the hall, like a quiet guard in the darkness.
Not quite yet.
I'm feeling odd. Hopefully my headache won't return tonight and I'll have a good night's sleep. A collection of night butterflies. I'd never say there are so many species of them. Herman's private rooms are probably up there. I'm not going there.
Well, boo.
Air in here is tainted with a strange smell. The tiny vent can hardly keep the air fresh.
Okay.
I don't know who this is. Maybe the former owner of the house. Herman uses it to carry the bodies. There are some things contaminated with blood. I'm not going to mess with it.
Aren't you a spoiled sport?
Empty photographic developer canisters. Herman apparently takes the photos for death reports himself. The bottom is stained, probably by dried blood. There is nothing in them. Human muscles and certain organs. Legend is composed of a great number of Latin phrases. There's no point in studying them. It's better not to imagine what's in it. Herman probably uses it during autopsies to dispose of pieces of flesh. I don't know what's in them, and I don't want to.
Okay, let's speak to him.
Dr. Herman, I would like...
Just a moment. So, what brings you?
I've noticed the place can also serve as a dark room.
Yes. I'm developing the autopsy photographs here. No one provides such services in the village. It is almost like the Middle Ages around here. Nevertheless, one eventually gets used to it. Are you asking because you'd like to have some photographs developed? You see, Gordon, this is not a copier for tourists. You are standing in a morgue.
Oh yes, that's quite apparent. I only need very few pictures, though.
All right, then. But I will only do this because of my friendship for your family. Give it to me.
Thank you, Doctor.
Hold on. I would like something in return. I cannot get you the picture without it anyway. I have run out of toner. Would you bring me some from the village?
Didn't you just say that no one could provide that kind of service in the village?
Yes, and they do not. I have an agreement with old Murray. He orders me supplies from town. Tell him Zatona is for me. He will gladly sell it to you.
Right. I'll be back.
Ah, okay, well... we can go to a lot of places.
When it's raining, the steps are so slippery that one cannot safely descend to the water.
Ah, kid's back.
It isn't very legible. The chalk is all blurred. I can ask Harry directly.
Hey, Mark.
Good morning.
Do 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 do.
Might be good for you. What do you want?
You said yesterday that you used to help in our garden.
A couple of times, yes.
So you knew Henry, our gardener, right?
Yes. I don't want to talk about him after what has happened.
When did you last speak with him?
Well, yesterday evening. I met him just a short distance off the road to the village.
What time was that exactly?
I don't want to talk about it. I already told you that. I don't feel like getting involved in anything.
I'm not the police. You needn't worry. What did you speak about?
It was just a couple of sentences. I'm not sure.
Was he acting normal? I mean, was he sober?
Yeah, he was, that's for sure. It's true that he used to drink a lot, but he didn't drink every day. And yesterday, he was sober. I would have noticed.
Thanks for telling me.
You're welcome.
So, Henry was still sober in the evening, and they found him drowned at dawn. That doesn't make much sense.
Okay.
Hello.
Do 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 do.
Hello.
Did you know Henry Stanton?
Henry? I saw him in the pub sometimes. He didn't talk much, so I really didn't know him. Now leave me to my sport.
Wow. Okay. Hey, no! Come back! Hey! You douche!
I need to talk to you.
Go ahead, but make it quick.
Tell me, did you know Henry Stanton?
No, I didn't. Should I have known him?
Well, he worked as a gardener for us, but he died yesterday.
Sounds like I'll get to meet him soon now. You want anything else? I'm not interested in company.
No, I'll leave you alone.
Okay, well, I think this is a good part to kind of wrap things up. So let me go ahead and save real quickly. Okay, and I'm gonna leave it here. You shall hear from me in the next part.